Thank you, Astrid. Before I answer the question, may I congratulate Legal International and Frederick Roman, the foundation, for the publication of this handbook. What the theories, the findings here are very useful. I'm not going to go through it, and I think what I would concentrate on answering questions, which is relating specifically to the kind of work and the career and the path that I have chosen to walk on for the past 25 years now, which is defending the rights of women at all levels, in all sectors, and in particular in politics. I started getting into politics after being in exile from my home country, Cambodia, for 18 years, because Cambodia went through genocide, for almost 4 years. And I went back home after 18 years, started the first NGO run by women, local women, and then got into politics when I went to the 4th World Conference on Women in Beijing in 1995. How many of you have heard of or went to Beijing in 1995? Yes, right, you, yes. And Hillary Clinton at the time, the First Lady of the United States, made a great impression on us. We were young, we wanted to get to change the world, right? And she said one word that really put me into this path. You want to change, you want to make change for women, go into politics. And I went into politics. So when I came back from Beijing right away, the first Prime Minister then of Cambodia invited me, asked me to be his advisor on women's affairs issues. And that's when I started. I said, yes, I'm going to get this power and I'm going to make a difference for the women of Cambodia. I would like to share briefly some of, I would not say accomplishments, but I think setting the path for Cambodian women to be integrated in society. I realized very quickly after the first week as Minister for Women's Affairs that the first thing we need to change was to change this proverb in Cambodia that says, men are gold, women are just a white piece of cloth. Oh, yes. And here I was, a member of the first female, the first woman to run the women ministry. Before that, it was run by a man. They couldn't find the right woman. And there, I went in and I said, for sure, we got first to adjust, but not change, but adjust the culture, adjust the society by adjusting, rearranging this proverb. And we changed it to, men are gold, women are precious gems. So the gold and the gem is the setting and the ring. The gold and the pearls, yeah, together has this value, this combined value. And the first thing I learned was that you cannot exclude the men. But no matter how you want to, still, when I see men in certain situation being with us, when we talk about domestic violence, we talk about sexual assault, and we say, why are you here? You shouldn't be here, because that inhibits us from discussing the real feelings. This is when it does not work. When you want to change, both men and women have to be in the same room. And as minister, I also passed through work on the adoption of the prevention of domestic violence. Again, that inclusion of men in the path for women to change, to be part of society, make the adoption of the domestic violence law in Cambodia successful by not excluding the men. Another point I would like to make quickly is now I am one of probably the only woman in Cambodia as having the top leadership in the political party. I'm one of the vice presidents of the only opposition party in Cambodia that is now dissolved. You don't want to go there. Why we got dissolved, but I'm fighting to get it back. And thank you to all of you. Why do we have to fight so hard? I fight so hard because of the beliefs. We must fight because we believe in the freedom, we believe in the liberty. And for women, those two values are so important. Because as I believe more and more in and adopt more and more these values, liberal values, democratic values, I gain more confidence. I reassured myself that yes, I belong in politics. Because in our society, politics is a dirty word, politics is the world of men. And if we are in politics, we have to first of all say we belong. We belong in this party, and it's up to us to make that party work for women. And I will just say more about how I have made some changes within the party. Career, many challenges in my political career. I started by saying that I am a liberal woman. I didn't understand what it meant then. I understand what it means now because of the challenges that I have had to face in the past for 25 years now. Changing that proverb, men are gold, women are precious gem, was successful, was very strategically well done, and I used it all the way. So the campaign to put domestic violence law to be adopted by the parliament was successful. My success in combating human trafficking was very successful. And I also put in, when I was minister in 2002, was the first time that Cambodia conducted a local election of councillors, community councillors. As minister, I had the power, the opportunity, and the duty, the responsibility to no longer say, where are the women? But to say, here are the women. And we found 20,000 women from all political parties. Just bring the women. And the women ministry with the women, with all the NGOs, mentored, adopted all the women. Yeah? So we, at 10% won. Those are easy. This is an easy campaign. This was easy. My political life became more and more difficult when I stood stronger and stronger on the subject of equality, on liberties, to the point where I went all the way to join the opposition party. I no longer wanted to be in the government, in a system that is so corrupt, and I joined the opposition party. Before then, I was already starting to be too strong of a voice. Too strong of a voice. Maybe then if you look back, maybe I should have given the society more time. But then I'm not going to say sorry. No, you should not say sorry for what you believe in and for the fight. My career, political career, became challenging when I took the Prime Minister to court in 2009. The first person to ever take this dictator to court. I took him to court for insulting me because I stood strong during the election campaign. I said, this is against the law. And anyway, put it short, he called me by a name that is not supposed to be used for women. I said, okay, I challenge you. I sue you. And he sued me back, took away and threatened my lawyer No lawyer would take Musaku's case. And I said, the hell with it. I'll represent myself. I had nothing to do. I knew nothing about defending yourself in court, but never mind. Let's go face the court. Take the Cambodian justice system to court as a woman. And the judge in front of me at that time was a woman. And I lost the case. To tell you, right? So the hell with women who don't support women, right? Yeah. And then I went from the lower court to the appeal court to the Supreme Court that lasted almost 1 year. But every single time, man, every single time you have to take the women with you. I took the women with me and the men marched with me. We all marched to the street and say, yes, it's not about Musakur. It's about defending this belief, this spirit, this belief of equality. What has she done wrong to deserve to be called by the Prime Minister? Then my life became even more difficult, and to make it short, I am now in exile, have been in exile for the past 2 years, because our party is so successful, too successful, because we believe in fighting for equality. But women within our party have not had a chance yet. We have a long way to go. And I have Kanika, who will speak later, who is with the women's movement of my party. Of course there is a glass ceiling. Come on, yes. I'm not going to answer that. It's so obvious. I want to put the emphasis on the difficulties, the challenges, the danger of women in politics in the country like Cambodia, and especially if you come from the opposition party. It's so, no matter how equal, how, it is always that, how do you travel 20 kilometers as a woman on a motorcycle, sometimes a bicycle. She wants to serve, she wants to be part of the party, but she has to travel 20 kilometers on the bicycle. Her husband will lend the bicycle, but his husband cannot take her along all the time. So these are barriers, these are challenges, these are risks that women in politics, in opposition, in countries where there is no rule of law, where it's so repressive, and you have to acknowledge the courage, the commitment of women at the rural level. We have women's branches movement everywhere, but we finally had to say to our party that the women's movement, the women in the rural areas deserve not just recognition, deserve every resource that the party has. Put it there so that we at least help our women to be out of danger, to have the mind, the spirit, to be free, to fulfill her wish to be in politics at the rural level and as opposition members.
We can